Hey, it's Greg Milby, Kentucky's Heartland at Kentucky's Heartland.com. This is our PAC Kid Spotlight. Ta-da! Look at that. My friend Lucy Sonsalla is with us, the pride of John Hardin High School. Hey, Lucy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fabulous, especially since you're here. Not because Bart's here, though.
No.
Always like this because I have a kid that loves the PAC and loves everything that is involved with us because I love to get to know the people that I've been watching on stage for a while. I'm kind of starstruck, Lucy.
Starstruck.
Yeah. So are you a senior at John Hardin?
I am a senior at John Hardin, graduating June 1st.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Hold your excitement.
Okay.
You got to kind of like, yeah, I'm going to miss school. I love John
I'm going to miss my school, my classes, my teachers so
love
much.
lunch.
And me.
Yeah, I'm playing, but I really will miss them.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride.
Good. Well, you've been a part of the PAC a lot. You're one of those kids that spends a lot of time there. So what have you seen at the PAC?
Well, at the PAC, I've seen a few shows ranging from the PAC shows themselves to the ones they bring in to the school shows. I think the biggest ones that I've watched were Thoroughly Modern Millie and Mamma Mia. And those were both amazing, especially with Thoroughly Modern Millie. It was, it aired, or the production was the first week that I was actually in Elizabethtown when I moved here. And I heard about the PAC and I wanted to see what was up with it. And I had done community theater before, but I walked in and I was not prepared for this beautiful theater with these 700 or so seats, right? Mm-hmm. And this huge stage, biggest stage I've been on in a while. And I saw them performing Thoroughly Modern Millie. I saw the beautiful costumes, which I found out you guys got from the Broadway production, which was so amazing. And like, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So as soon as I heard about auditions for Peter and the Starcatcher and Hunchback of Notre Dame, I jumped at the chance. I was there. I had to drive back really fast from camp. I actually came back from summer camp the day of auditions. I showed up sweaty and nasty from the lake, but I was like, I'm here. I'm ready to audition.
I think it's so cool because you came to town. When you moved to town, you weren't expecting that at all. You were thinking, I'm going to Hardin County.
Yeah, where were you coming from? Alabama?
Prattville, Alabama.
And you hadn't done, but you had gone and seen like Alabama Shakespeare and I mean some really big stuff.
I saw some big things down there, and my school was one of the best in the state for high school theater. Mm-hmm. We won, I think it was running on 7 years straight, first place for our shows. So it was a big deal where I was coming from, but it's a huge deal here at the PAC.
It is. It's a beautiful place. I've told a lot of people that, and we have family that come in from Indiana to see our kids perform there. They're always blown away by the facility. So you mentioned some of the productions you've been a part of, but what else have people had a chance to see you on stage as?
Well, I think the biggest, most recognizable thing they'll remember me from is Peter and the Starcatcher, where I played Molly Astor, which was Peter Pan's love interest. She's Wendy's mom, if you're familiar with the Disney version. And I think that show, not only was it the biggest thing I did at the PAC, but I think that was probably my favorite and most well-done show that I've ever been a part of. And it was flawless. Like, every time we were out there on stage, the lights were gorgeous. And I loved to see the playbacks and recordings that we had, because it was amazing to me. I love watching theater. And when I would watch those videos, it seemed unreal that I was a part of a show like that. Because when you're up there, even when you're in the moment, you're part of that person. I like to, like, that's me when I'm out there. That's who I am in that moment. It doesn't feel like some show. It feels like that's who I am. And then I watch these shows, and it's this beautiful piece of art, and it's incredible that I get to be a part of that.
It is, and to be able to do it right there on the PAC stage. And it shows. I mean, I have had a chance to see you, and you see those kids that stand out, and you're one of those that stand out. Sorry, I do call you a kid. I am a lot older than you are. So what have you learned? You've already shared a little bit, but what have you learned from your experience being on the stage at the PAC?
Being on stage at the PAC and on any stage has been a lesson in being able to show up on time. It's been punctuality, it's been determination, it's been dedication and work ethic. When you show up, when you sign up for something like this, when you audition, you're going in the good faith that if the director chooses you, he is trusting you to show up on time. He's trusting you to give it all of your work and dedication, and it's a lot behind the stage too. Some people think you just show up to these rehearsals, you do what the director tells you to do, and you leave, but you have to learn your lines, you have to know your lines, so you need to, it helps you study in what you should be doing at home. It taught me that my work is not just what I'm doing when I'm at the workplace. It's making sure that I know what I should be doing, I know what I am doing, and that everybody that's counting on me can trust in me. And it's been good for the work ethic.
Wow, that was so mature. So the next question's really dumb. What do you want to be when you grow up? Because you're like, really, I feel like you're more mature than I am at this point. So that's pretty cool. So what do you want to do after school? What do you want to do with life?
Well, right now I'm waiting on some college waitlist announcements, but if those do not come through, then I plan on going to the University of Kentucky, and I want to study at the College of Engineering with materials engineering, but also a double major in marketing, because what I'd really like to do is go into international marketing and maybe politics if the position announces itself. But I think
you would do well.
I think that I could do
I'm going to vote for you right now.
Thank you.
I mean, you've sold me. That's good.
Hey, they have people my age in Virginia running for offices like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. So why international marketing? What do you love about marketing?
Well, I think the beauty of that is you get to speak to thousands of people, even if you're not talking one-on-one with them. And that is a part of it, is talking one-on-one. But your voice, what you're putting out there in the world, reaches thousands of people if you're doing your job right. And you get to put a message out there into the world. You get to have an impact, whether it's for whatever cause you're representing, whatever product you're selling, whatever, if it's your service that you're selling, it's what you're passionate about. You get to put what you're creating out into the world. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that it would be a great fit for me.
Yeah. And, the next question we always ask is, how has a PAC helped you toward that goal? Well, I mean, that's a loaded question. That's like putting it on the tee for you right now, because you've already said a lot of that about what it means to you. So just kind of hit that again. How has it helped you towards that goal, what you want to be?
Well, I think the PAC has been one of the hugest stepping stones in my movement towards this career, because I think it was with Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was the biggest show I had ever done, and I walk out on stage, and I'd trained for this. Like, a lot of people would be terrified to go out there. And I found that the PAC had trained me to turn this fear of being in front of everybody, being in the public eye. It helped me turn this into excitement. It felt like an adrenaline rush, but never in the bad way anymore, which was incredible. And that's when I learned that it's nice to have people hear your voice, because you go out there on stage, there's roughly 700 people cheering and clapping, and we got a standing ovation once or twice. It was amazing. And that's when I knew that this was something that would push me forward for the rest of your life. They say do something that you love, or work at something that you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's when I knew that this was something that I loved. And if I kept with this, I'd never work a day in my life. And who wouldn't want that?
Yeah. Now, afterwards, when you go into a professional career, do you still plan to do theater?
I plan to do theater as much as my schedule will allow me. I know on a lot of my college applications, they ask you, what clubs would you like to be a part in at school? And I didn't ever apply anywhere as a theater major or theater minor, but I knew that when the position announced itself, I was going to jump at the chance to be in college theater, because for those who have been in theater, you know that there's a difference between high school and community and professional pro-am theater. There's differences there. And college theater, I think the beauty of that one will be that it'll be our own show. It'll be something that we get to create, and it's these new people with new ideas, and they haven't done this that much before. So it's kind of just going to be a beautiful opening for that for college. And then in the future, when I'm in my career, I found that theater relaxes me, so I think it would always be great to have a chance to step outside of my daily life and be somebody else.
That's cool. So what do you like to do besides theater? What are some of your other hobbies?
So, as you can see, I'm wearing my National Beta sweatshirt today. I do a lot of competing in things like that. Like Beta Club is a service-based organization, and so I get to do a lot of community service, like with Feeding America, and I donate a lot at the Red Cross for blood and platelets. But it's also a competition, and we take robotics and we do character skit, which is where I wrote a skit for my friends, and it's about like service and all the pillars of Beta. And I do robotics a lot in both Beta and Vex Robotics. We actually just had Vex Worlds this past week or two, And then I immediately jumped into DECA Internationals, which is a business club, if you're familiar.
I am familiar with DECA.
Yes. And I just got back from Internationals for the second year in a row, and it was incredible. It was in Orlando, Florida this year.
Oh, look at that. I'm telling you, that's where I need to do stuff. Usually mine ends up in Glendale or Sonora or something like that.
Sunny Sonora.
I know, yeah, that's great. So you've answered the question of why the PAC is important to you. Let me ask you this as a broader question. Why do you think the PAC is so important to this community?
Okay, that's a super easy question for me.
Oh, well, let me change it then. No, I'm teasing. No, go ahead.
Trying to challenge me over here. Well, I'll start with a little anecdote. I remember after Hunchback of Notre Dame, we had these letters from, I think it was elementary or middle schoolers, and they had an assignment to write to us about the show. And it was funny for me to see all these letters because these were kids who had never been familiar with the story before. They'd never been familiar with the theater. And just being at the PAC opened their eyes to the culture, the history of, even though obviously most of that's not true, it opened up to the world of like Notre Dame, it opened them up to, there's a technical aspect of theater. They got to see that there's so many things you can put talents into besides sitting at home and watching TV. And it gives you a chance to get out of the house and learn something about the rest of the world. It gives you this opportunity to know that if you so wish, there's a place for you to go. There's a place for you to put your talents into the world. And I think that it's really important for people to see that this is something their own community is doing. This is something everybody's coming together to put this on. And it's amazing to go to the movie theater and see a movie, but that's hundreds of miles away being filmed. This is right here in your community. This is who you are.
Spur of the moment. There is no retakes. Right there on the stage.
Right there on the stage.
So is that your favorite part? What's your favorite part, going on the stage or coming off? Because that's a weird question, because some people like the nervousness of going on stage, and other people like the adrenaline they have when they come off stage. So what would you prefer, going on or coming off?
Absolutely going on. I'd stay out there forever if they'd let me.
Good. Awesome. Well, congratulations on being the PAC Kid Spotlight.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on your future success, because I see you doing great things in your life. That's cool stuff.
So.
Good. And, just remember when you come back, you can throw a little extra money my way.
I'll keep your head up, or your name up in my head.
All right. Pretty. I appreciate that very much. Bart, another great choice for your PAC Kid Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
Very energetic. I mean, I just had to ask the question and just let it roll. So she's great. So the summer, you just take the rest of the summer off?
Yeah, we don't do anything.
You don't do anything? You just kind of go and set out?
Yeah, I'm going to sunny Sonora, man.
Diane just kind of hangs out over there.
Exactly.
Doesn't do anything. You guys maybe play Uno or euchre or something in the theater. Is that what you do? So what do you do during the summer with the PAC?
Well, it's all about Youth Theater of Hardin County during the summer, and that's not one of our productions, but it's like having a family member, a distant cousin, come in and spend the summer with you. We're there to help and support and help them achieve their goals. Our technical director, Aaron Taylor, is their director for the summer, so there's some inbreeding going on. The set that we will help them build for Hello Dolly this summer will then become the set for Young Frankenstein, that is our production, in the fall. So we build off of each other's strengths all the time.
That's not the first time you guys have done that.
Oh no, we do that. We do that as often as possible because if Youth Theater has $5,000 for their set, and we have $5,000 in our budget for our set, if we combine that, we each get a $10,000 set. And that everybody wins.
Yeah,
everybody
very much
wins.
so.
And so we do that often, and it's just a really, really exciting time for us. While Aaron is working on that, I'm working on the next season and just getting everything up and rolling again.
Yeah. There's never a stopping point for you
guys. There isn't. We have something happening on stage over 225 days a year. So it's a constantly rolling ball.
Yeah, I feel like I'm there about 200 of those. I don't know. I don't know how that happens, but okay. But it is.
Garrett's probably part of that.
Yeah, yes. A big part of that. And then Gavin shows up for some band things here and there. But
you're out of the middle school band phase now, aren't you?
No, I've got one more year. I'm not shaming middle school band concerts, but middle school band concerts are a whole other beast of life.
Yeah.
If you have an elementary kid and they're going into middle school, just know that 6th grade band concert, it's like the Rolling Stones are coming in. I mean, because you can't get a seat. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is the
absolutely
hardest to
crazy.
get ticket in town.
It's like Lucy's on the stage, you know? It's like, all right, all the tickets are sold out. Awesome. Well, good stuff. Bart, thanks for all you do for our community, and thanks for keeping the PAC what it is, because it continues to be we've used the word pillar a few times, but it is one of the pillars of our community that I think is very, very important.
Thanks, and likewise, and I know you and I are in conversations about how we can partner with Heartland Communication down the road, and I look forward to developing that partnership with you guys and seeing where that leads.
I mean, we know how important it is because you are putting out people like Lucy.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
And that's the future.
There she is, folks. Lucy Sonsalla, John Hardin High School senior. She's going to be taking over the world soon.
Our future depends on her.
She may be our first female president. We don't know. What? This video may be used somewhere in history.
That would be cool.
I just got nervous all of a sudden. All right. Lucy, Bart, I'm Greg Milby. This is Kentucky's Heartland.